Three.
Hello, everybody. We're going to talk about our hair today, and we're going to talk about hats as well. Before we do that, though, let's sing hello to one another, and then we know that we're all here. So let's sing what we usually sing. Hello from Claire, Judy, and Coralie in the toy library, and off we go. Sing hello to everyone, sing hello to everyone, sing hello to everyone, sing hello. Clap hello to everyone, clap hello to everyone, clap hello to everyone, clap hello. And wriggle hello to everyone, wriggle hello to everyone, wriggle hello to everyone, wriggle hello. So, as I said, we're going to have a little chat about our hair today, and it's probably quite a long time since any of you have been to a hairdresser's. And I guess some people who are very little have never been to one at all. And some of you might have daddies or mummies or other people who look after you who are very good at cutting hair and making it look nice. But hair's really important, isn't it? It's on top of our heads and it keeps us warm and a little bit dry if it's raining. And people like to do all kinds of different things with their hair, and everybody's hair is different. So I've got whitey grey hair, but that's changed a lot since I was a little girl. My hair has changed colour. Some people choose to change the colour of their hair by putting special dye in it. Some people like to make their hair look the way they want it to look, with ribbons and slides and combs and bows and beads. Really depends on the kind of hair that you've got. Some people like to have their hair long, down to their shoulders, or even longer. Some people like to have their hair curly. Some people have just got curly hair. Some people like to have their hair very short. But you can have your hair in lots of different ways. And you know, let's have a look at some of our dollies and see what their hair's like. So our baby, who always comes, I wonder if she had any hair when she was born. Sometimes when babies are born, they're almost completely bald and their hair then starts to grow. Some grown-ups choose to have no hair at all. And some grown-ups just have no hair at all. This little baby's got some hair growing out of the top of her head now. And then what about this one of our dollies? Oh, look at her. I think she might have been having one of the grown-ups in her family to make her hair look nice for her. And I wonder if they used a brush like this, or a comb like this. There are all kinds of brushes and combs that you can use for hair. Depends what sort of hair you've got. I think this girl's got long hair. Some girls have long hair, some boys have long hair, some short, some middle sort of length. And this one has got a fringe at the front. That's what we call a fringe, a little bit of hair that goes over her face almost. And round the back, she's got something where it looks a bit like the tail of a horse. It's called a ponytail. And then she's got some more long hair hanging down the back, and she's put a ribbon in her hair like those ones I showed you before. I expect someone had to help her with that and do the brushing and the combing. I wonder if it was someone at home or if she went to the hairdresser. And then what about this dolly? Look at her hair. She's got really lovely curly hair. And it's grown quite long, and she's decided to have it in two things called bunches, a bit like a bunch of flowers. When you put things together, her hair is bunched together. And she's got some little green bands round those bunches. See if we can see that one too. Oh, that one's a blue one actually. A blue one and a green band on her hair so that she can have her hair in bunches. So that's what those dollies are looking like. And do you know, it would be fun if you made your own little hairdressers at home. You could have a pretend one, not with some scissors, I don't mean, because once you cut hair, you can't put it back on again, can you? So, but you could have a brush, and you could have a comb and a mirror. And you know, sometimes when you go to the hairdressers, they put a sort of cape or a towel around you like this, so that the hair doesn't get down inside your shirt or your blouse or your top, and you don't feel uncomfortable if they cut your hair. So you could pretend hairdressers, and then after that, you might want to try a little bit of dressing up. Well, what do we put on our heads when it's really cold? Our hair isn't quite enough. It keeps us a bit warm, but we need to be a bit warmer still. So we wear, that's right, hats. Hats and hoods to keep us warm when it's cold. If you're a baby, you might have a hat like this, a bonnet with some strings that tie up under your chin and two little flaps to help keep your ears warm. We've got very important things inside our heads. We've got the things that help us to see, to smell, to taste, to hear, to think. All inside our head, so we do need to look after them. So this hat would keep the baby's ears nice and warm and the top of their head and right round the side of their cheeks where it ties up underneath, but it's too small for me. Children have lots of different hats. I bet you've got some of those fun hats that have maybe little pretend ears on the top like a rabbit, or maybe they've got some eyes on like an owl. All kinds of hats. This is just a stripy one, but it's quite nice, and it's about the right size probably for somebody of your kind of age. And then grown-ups have hats too. Here's a lovely big green knitted hat. Now I think that one might fit Judy. Let's try it on and see. Yeah, comes down over my ears, keeps the top of my head warm, round the sides, lovely. Nice hat, but oh, the sun's coming out. It's hot. If we're going to go outside when it's very hot, we still need to protect our heads. We still need to keep them safe from the weather, and the weather then is hot sun. So we might wear a sun hat like this, which has got a brim round the edge, and that shelters your ears and the top of your head and the front of your head. Or if we wanted to make sure that we could see really well, we might wear a cap. This one's got a peak on the front, like this, so that my eyes are sheltered and I can still see really well, and it's sheltering my face and the top of my head. That one's a cap to wear in the sunshine. I wonder what our babies are wearing, what our dollies are wearing today. Let's have a look and see if they've got hats. Do you remember when we were making puppets from socks? We made a little hat out of the toe of the sock. Let's have a look and see if it still fits our baby. I don't think she's grown, the baby from the toy library. I'll pop it onto her head and we'll see. Yep, just right. Over her ears to keep her cozy, top of her head to keep her warm. I think she'll be all right. And look at these two babies. They've got their hoods on. I don't think they're the kind of hoods to protect you from the rain. I think they're just to keep them cozy when they go out in their pram together. See them? Hoods. And oh yes, our dolly who's got the long hair. Her hair probably keeps her quite warm, but she's also got a really fancy special hat that she likes a lot. I wonder if you've got one of these. It's called a bobble hat, and it's a hat with a woolly bobble on the top. Here she is, look, wearing her bobble hat, all ready to go out. I think she looks as if she might be going out to play in the snow. I wonder if you did that and if you wore a bobble hat then as well. And then our big dolly. Well, She's got a hood. Let's hope it'll keep some of the rain off, although it doesn't look very waterproof to me, but it might help. There she is. She's got a coat with a hood joined on, attached to it. Here she is, just off out. So those are all our dollies and all their hats, but there's another kind of hat, well, two different kinds. One that you might wear for just dressing up. Sometimes we play, don't we? And we dress up in all kinds of hats and pretend to be different people. Today, I'm going to wear this. I suppose it's not really a hat. It's more of a crown, isn't it? But it goes on my head just the same. That's my dressing up for today. And what about if you go out on your scooter, or if you go on your skateboard, or on your bike, or you ride on a horse maybe? Then you're going to need to wear something to protect your head so it doesn't get banged and hurt all those things that we talked about that are inside your head. So you'd need one of these. This little person's got one. He's got it on now and he's going to get on his skateboard like this and be quite safe. Whee! Hope he doesn't fall off just the same. Going quite fast, wasn't he? Well, let's just have a quick look at these funny three little people before we sing a song. We didn't talk about people changing the colour of their hair, did we? But they can. I told you about how our hair changes colour from when we're tiny babies until we grow up. But you can choose to change the colour of your hair, just in the same way as you can choose to have it long or short, or with beads or ribbons or plaits or bows, all kinds of ways to have it. Look at these three. One of them's got green hair, one of them's got black hair, and one of them's got pink hair. And I think they're going to need quite a little comb when they go to the hairdressers to do their hair too, aren't they? Let's leave them now. What a lot of things about hair and hats today. Now let's see, can we think of a song about something? It's not a person, it's something that's up in the sky. It's something we've talked about, something that makes us warm and it's up in the sky. Yes, the sun. And do you remember the song about the sun has got her hat on and she's going out to play? I don't think the sun really wears a hat, does it? But it's quite a nice song. So shall we sing it together to finish this bit all about hats and heads? Okay. The sun has got her hat on, hip, 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 hooray. The sun has got her hat on and she's going out to play. The sun has got her hat on, hip, 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 hooray. The sun has got her hat on and she's going out to play. I wonder if you're going to go out and play soon. And if you do, will you be wearing a hat? It's still quite chilly. Let's hope it won't be too long before some of us who are getting longer hair than usual can go and have our hair cut again. So it's time for us to say goodbye now. And I hope we'll see you next week on Tuesday or Thursday. And until then, goodbye from Coralie, Claire and Judy in the Toy Library. Bye, see you soon. Wave goodbye to everyone, wave goodbye to everyone, wave goodbye to everyone, wave goodbye. Kiss goodbye to everyone, kiss goodbye to everyone. Kiss goodbye to everyone. Kiss goodbye. Bye. See you soon.